to another interesting segment on Home Trade Nigeria. So today I would like to talk on a topic why you attract the wrong Nigerian men. So there are women who are experts, in attracting the wrong kind of Nigerian men. Now, when I'm talking about wrong kind of Nigerian men, I'm talking about men who you shouldn't be in a relationship with, or men you shouldn't even give, listening ears to when they approach you, for a relationship. Now, in every country, you have good and bad people. It's not something that is just peculiar to Nigerians. You have good people in Europe, you've got bad people in every nationality and around the continent. However, attracting the wrong person, for you when it comes to relationship doesn't mean that that individual is bad. It just basically means that that person is not ideal for you. And this is why I've always said consistently in all or most of my videos that not every Nigerian man who comes to you for relationship is meant for you. Now, I know a lady who has been married to three different Nigerian men, and she was on the fourth one when someone linked her to me, and we started talking, and then I started pointing patterns that she was actually repeating, which she did not see for the first, second, and the third marriage. And I know there are a lot of you out there who are listening to my voice who have this perfect run on attracting a particular kind of Nigerian man, even though you have experiences from the past that this particular kind of Nigerian man didn't actually work out with you, but you still are attracting this kind of man. So the big question is, why then do you have ladies, attracting the wrong kind of Nigerian man? Because if you attract the wrong one, it will leave you with bad and horrible experiences. So, to start with, the first reason you may be attracting the wrong kind of Nigerian man is because one, you create the wrong impression. And this goes out to ladies who always put out things to make them seem as if they need something. It could be you display yourself in a suggestive way where it looks like you're looking for someone to like take you to bed, someone to sleep with you. Now, the truth is, you may not be doing this to actually look for someone to sleep with you, but the truth is, if you put sugar out, you would invite flies, you would invite ants, they would come for that sugar. And sometimes when you put out things that create the wrong impression in the mindset of others, you will get every Tom, Dick, and Harry, coming for you. And this includes the wrong kind of Nigerian man. That Nigerian man who would date you, spend his money on you, promise you marriage and everything you want to hear just to sleep with you. I have had and I've seen and I've been involved in countless cases of women who actually got to discover that this guy that was with them is only interested for their in their body, just to take them to bed. Now, creating the wrong impression for yourself is one way to attract everything that is not good. And sometimes you may end up with the wrong one, because the truth of the matter is that that guy may just want to be with you because he wants to take you to bed, score a point. And a lot of you've met Nigerian men who try to appear serious with you, try to make you feel like they want something serious, but you have come to understand over time that these guys are just there because of what they get to offer, what they get to, receive from you, and that's to take you to bed. It's a problem, and a lot of ladies are in this situation as we speak. So the wrong impression could be in the form of posting suggestive pictures and also appearing too desperate. Posting suggestive pictures or videos, you could be doing that just to like make yourself happy, but another person is looking at it like, this lady, she is cool. How do I get to this lady to take her to the next round, to bed? But the truth is, that may be something you're doing out of a plain heart, but for that guy who is looking at it, it's an opportunity to score a point, to take you to bed. Another way of, creating the wrong impression is to appear too desperate. The fact that you're getting lonely, you're getting older, and each day you feel like, okay, it's getting worse and worse in terms of meeting men. The way men used to approach you 10 years ago is not the same. Yeah, it's okay. This happens. This has indeed resulted in you having mood swings, behaviors that you can explain. And then all of a sudden, a Nigerian man comes along, and because you're desperate to get a man, you just fall deep into that. And then the next thing, a relationship starts. On the contrary, that man is there because he has seen that you're desperate and he capitalizes on it. And it turns out to be one of the worst and horrible experiences a lot of you have gotten, only because you created the wrong impression. And the wrong impression, as always, is something that if you notice someone is coming to you because of the wrong thing, you have to, step back and reassess things, because it never ends well. The moment they get that thing that brought them to you, they leave. And that's the truth. Another reason you pick is the pick me syndrome. Another reason you attract the wrong ones is the pick me syndrome. Now, a lot of women who attract wrong Nigerian men are guilty of this pick me syndrome. Now, you have these ladies who, once a Nigerian man comes to them, asks them out in a good and a cheerful way, they start displaying this pick me, syndrome. Now, these ladies do not mean bad, when they display this pick me syndrome. They just want to show the Nigerian man that, look, I am enough, I am sufficient for you to get married to, go into a meaningful relationship with, start a family with, and, all of that. They try to present every angle of their lives to be perfect. However, the truth is that it backfires most times. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong, but the truth is the pick me syndrome is sometimes misinterpreted wrongly. And a lot of people who are there for the wrong reason may capitalize on it and they would hurt you. I remember a lady who was dating a Nigerian man, 15 years younger than she is. And because she wanted this guy so much, she started building a house for the family of this guy in Nigeria. She was building this so the parents would approve her. So the parents of this guy were like, okay, look, we can't deny you access again. You okay? Go and marry our son. She was doing this. She was 15 years older. The guy was 15 years younger. And she was already spending so much money building a huge house in Nigeria for the guy's family. One day, someone connected me to her, and then we got talking, and then I asked her, what is that one thing that this dude you are building a house for in his family is doing for you that makes you want to be with him more than anyone? You know, she couldn't say anything meaningful when I asked her this question. She couldn't say anything meaningful. And the truth is, some of you are on this pick me syndrome route. You're doing everything for the guy, you are the girlfriend, at the same time, you're playing the role of the man in the relationship. And a lot of women do this so that they could get this validation from the man, from his family, so they could be seen as the ideal one, especially when they see that, okay, this is the man I want. They just roll out to show this. And the truth of the matter is that the women who display this pick me syndrome, a lot of them have this insecurity. It could be a woman who badly needs a man, that she feels the moment she sees one, a man who fits her dream man, she would do anything possible, to make sure that man doesn't slip off her hands. It could be a lady who is way older and she's looked at her life like, okay, I don't want to go lonely. I need someone. And she starts doing all of this pick me syndrome. Or it could be a lady who is considered by society to be, big, fat, and maybe society doesn't find her attractive. And then all of a sudden, she meets a Nigerian man, and for whatever reason, she is doing everything to see to it that, okay, this man is for me. But the big question is, how long will you keep going on with this pygmy syndrome? Or what happens if this guy, at the end of the day, doesn't end up with you? Because it happens most of the times. And this is why you very much need to be, careful when you are displaying this pygmy syndrome. The truth is, if you're ever in doubt, you know, you're dating a Nigerian man and you're scared that because of your situation, he's going to leave you because of your age, because maybe people have told you you're not good looking, you're big or whatever, you're slim, whatever the situation is. If you have this doubt in you, and because of this doubt, you want to do everything to make sure that this dude doesn't leave you, the truth is, he would eventually leave. He would eventually leave. That thing you're scared of would eventually happen. I had a conversation, with a 67-year-old lady, with her Nigerian man, and one of the conversation, like a conference call, the guy was screaming. He was like screaming at this lady. It was like, "You've not sent me money for the month. I told you our DSTV has expired. The man that wants to fix the generator, is this how you love me?" Other women of your age, they are supporting their their boyfriend and all of this. And the lady was like, "Look, I wish I could send you money, but at this moment, I cannot send you money. I've got arthritis. Look, I've sent you medical report, and it indeed, the medication and everything, going to the doctor, it cost me a fortune. I can't send you any money this month." So the dude was so rude. He was belligerent. He was screaming, doing everything possible. And I came into the conversation. I spoke to the guy, and he was like, "Who is this?" And then the next thing, he started threatening me on phone, because he was telling me all sort of things, why I should back off. So why he was threatening me, and then I told him, "Bro, I have all your details. This lady has spoken to me. If you don't keep quiet and let me speak, I will report everything you have to the EFCC. And before Monday, they will pick you up." He now kept calm, started talking like a gentleman. So I asked him one question. I said, "All of these things you're doing, is this the right way to follow a woman by the Nigerian culture?" He kept quiet and he said, "No, sir." And then I asked him, "So why are you doing this?" And he told me specifically, with the lady hearing, that, "Look, how would she date me? I am 28 years old. She's 67. And you expect me to take care of her? No, it's not possible. She has to take care of me." And I was like, "Fair enough." You have a point. And lady was like, I said, "Yeah, it's got a point. If you wouldn't date men of your profile, you're gonna date a guy you're old enough to be his grandma. What do you expect?" Fair enough. So the truth is, you have these women also who overdo things, things they are not supposed to do until they are legally married to some of these men. The truth is, some of these men are out, to catch crews, not because they want to do anything serious with you. And you have these women, the moment you ask them out, they become chef, they become cleaner, they become sex therapists, they become everything. They even go as far as giving money just so this guy ends up with them. At the end of the day, the man sees this lady as very desperate. "I don't want somebody like this." And then he goes to marry a lady who perhaps he hasn't even slept with, a lady he even gives money, a lady who hasn't even done one third of what you've done. And this pick me syndrome, in some cases, backfires when you don't approach it well. So this would always bring to you the wrong guy. You let people come date you and find out how wonderful you are. Not like, okay, the moment the man talks to you, you start playing Mother Teresa. It could backfire and will leave you, in a very bad state. Another point is, you do not have a spec. So many women do not have a spec. Now, what do I mean by a spec? A spec is a slang which denotes someone who is your style or matches a set of criteria you have when gauging attractiveness and or compatibility in the opposite sex. Now there are women who just go for anything and everything that comes to them for relationship. It doesn't matter who the person is, so long as he can string two sentences together and show interest, the lady is good to go. You need to have what you want in a man. I'm not just talking about appearance, something far from appearance, because you would get it all wrong if you build your spec of a man just on appearance. There must be something outside appearance that you want. And this is what we call spec. Something that the moment you engage with a man, you see that, okay, this is exactly what I want in a man. I once asked a lady in Europe, what do you want in a man? After a few seconds, she was like, someone who is ready. I was like, someone who is ready to do what? Ready to board a bus, ready to go for groceries, ready to do what? She was like, oh, someone who wants a serious relationship. I was like, anybody out there could tell you they want a serious relationship. Does this mean this person is for you? At the end of the day, it turned out that the lady didn't have a spec, or basically there was nothing she was looking out for in a man. Every man is any man for her, and that's all that matters. And it's the beginning of failure when you don't have things you're looking out for in a man. Now, instead of a lot of people growing into that situation where they know that, okay, these are things I want in a man. A lot of people date anything. At the end of the day, they go into a very messy relationship, a relationship that they cannot define because they have actually opened their hearts for the wrong person because they don't have spec. And this is why you need to have a spec, or you will spend your old age, jumping from one young Nigerian man to the other. At the end of the day, they keep tossing you or juggling you around like a clown. And this is why a lot of you've lost thousands of dollars, euro, pounds, because you went into a relationship without having a spec. Your spec was only built on the appearance of the guy and the things he was able to tell you. What happens to women who normally say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't date a guy that I would have to feed," or "I'm sorry, I don't think you have what I look at for in a man." What happened to women saying this? What happens to, "I don't remember why I have to pay you money because you and me are in a relationship." Because if you have a spec in a man, you would be focused on things like, okay, can he provide for me? Look, he may not have the means now, yes, but when you look into the future, when you are looking, like you're foresighted, you could see that, okay, there's a possibility that this dude can provide for me. Can he protect me? Is this someone who I can run to and he's going to protect me? Can I build with this guy? Can I have a conversation with this guy? Like, does our goals in life, does it align? At least there's similarities in our goals. Is he emotionally intelligent, or his IQ is 7, or zero zero 007 James Bond? These things are very important. He could be cute, but he has the mindset of a toddler. And these are things you need to make sure are in place so that you don't attract the wrong person to you, because the wrong person could come to you and you wouldn't even ask yourself these simple questions. At the end of the day, you go on with a man who would use you, dump you. You still don't learn from that mistake. You open the door for another man like that. But the thing is, having a spec helps you know what you want, and also it narrows down the kind of man that comes to you. So the big question is, why am I making this video? Now, a lot of you may ask this question. You see, in every society, you got the bad eggs, and it's not something that is just peculiar you know, with Nigerian men alone. There are a lot of stories, flying on social media of how Nigerian men are using women and dumping them. And you have thousands of women who've given dated experiences with Nigerian men, and all of these experiences were horrible. Now, the truth is, a lot of people have come to associate Nigerians with this. And I tell you this, in Nigeria, we are fighting real hard against romance scam, against relationship fraud, against things that will stain or taint our image. And that is why it is important for you to understand that there are certain things you may do or might be doing with a clear conscience, but at the end of the day, it is attracting the wrong people. And one way to help us reduce and fight romance scam and help us restore our image is to at least try your best, to, know who you want and what you want in a man. It's not like, oh, he's young, that's fine, he can handle me in bed. No, that's not the be all and end all of having a relationship. So it is very important for you to do this, because at the end of the day, a lot of women, after bad experiences, when a Nigerian man comes to you, you're scared. You're scared because, okay, you've been with Nigerian men 3 or 4 times, or you know someone who've been with Nigerian men 3 or 4 times. And then when you go deep into some of these women, not all, some of these women, a lot of them did things that attracted the wrong person to them. So, guys, in everything you're doing, please take your time when a Nigerian man comes to you. You know, build this, you know, wall around yourself. Know what you want in a man. It doesn't matter how he makes you feel. It doesn't matter how he talks to you. It doesn't matter how you feel. Just make sure that that person you're with is the right person for you. There are some of you who are with Nigerian men. You have evidence that they are scamming you, they are telling you lies. You've got evidences that some of them are talking to other women, some of them are married, and all of this. But the truth is, you don't know how to walk out from this because of the fear that maybe you would not meet somebody like him who talks to you the way you want to be talked to and treat you the way you want to be treated. Because we Nigerians, we know how to do that. We know how to treat you how a woman should be treated. But for how long? All right, guys. As always, if you got questions, you can write me on hometruth86@gmail.com. You can send messages on WhatsApp if you want to have a live chat. Everything is free, of course. So, guys, like, share, subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out.